Hello, you are watching Shalom World News. I'm Rory McLennan coming to you from Glasgow, Scotland. Here are the latest headlines from around the world. The largest military hospital in Afghanistan was attacked by militants of a local Islamic State-affiliated outfit on Tuesday, leaving at least 19 people dead and injuring 16. Reports say that the death toll is likely to go up. Militants on motorcycles rode into the Sardar Daud Khan Hospital in Kabul and blew themselves up. According to Taliban spokesperson Bilal Karimi, members of the Islamic State Khorasan, known as ISK, were behind the attack. He said that 4 ISK attackers were killed and 1 was captured alive by Taliban fighters. This is the latest in a series of attacks carried out by ISK in Afghanistan after the Taliban seized power. In August, members of the outfit conducted a suicide bomb attack at Kabul airport, killing more than 150 Afghans who were fleeing the country, along with 13 US soldiers. During his visit to the French military cemetery in Rome on November the 2nd to offer Mass commemorating All Souls' Day, Pope Francis stopped to pray before the tomb of an unknown soldier. In his unscripted homily, he recalled the inscription on the grave that says, "Died for France," and exhorted believers to think about their steps and also about the last step that they take. His Holiness said that the graves of the fallen, many of which have no names, carry the message of peace, saying, "Stop, brothers and sisters, stop," while also imploring an end to the manufacturing of weapons. After offering Mass, the Holy Father also said the Office of the Dead and visited the tombs of his predecessors in the Vatican. A Prolife foundation in Spain has saved more than 1,000 babies from being killed in the womb since 2014, and it is on an expansion spree in the country. The Hogar de Maria, or House of Mary Foundation, recently opened 2 branches in the Spanish capital Madrid, and altogether they have 7 across the country. Dedicated to the Blessed Virgin, Hogar de Maria volunteers welcome pregnant women who seek an abortion or who are left with no means to raise their baby, and provide them support and counselling. They also impart catechesis to the women and help them come closer to God and the faith. Its founder, Elvira Casas, took the decision to start the establishment in 2014, when a prostitute who was pregnant approached her for money to abort her baby. She thought of thousands of women in such situations and decided to begin a home that welcomes them. The trial of Catholic media mogul and philanthropist Jimmy Lai, who was arrested by Hong Kong police for being involved in a Tiananmen Square massacre memorial ceremony last year, has begun in a city court. Lai, who owned the now-defunct Apple Daily, pleaded not guilty to charges levelled against him. He and 7 others are charged with organising, participating and inciting others to take part in the Tiananmen massacre vigil that was outlawed by the authorities. While Lai and 2 others have pleaded not guilty, the rest of the defendants have pleaded guilty. Citing the spread of the pandemic, police prohibited the gathering in Victoria Park in 2020 to mark the anniversary of the brutal crackdown on democracy protesters in Beijing in 1989. As many as 26 people, including Lai, were arrested last year under the national security law. Following in the footsteps of Texas, the US state of Ohio has introduced a bill that effectively bans almost all abortions. Representatives Gina Powell and Thomas Hall sponsored House Bill 480 that is named the 2363 Act, which refers to the number of abortions conducted every day in the United States. Once in effect, the law would empower anybody to sue a doctor who performs an abortion or a person who aids or abets the termination of pregnancy. In addition, a fine of up to $10,000 can be imposed on those who conduct or help a woman undergo abortion. Pro-life outfits Right to Life Action Coalition and Created Equal have welcomed the bill, which has 33 Republican co-sponsors. According to the most recent figures of the Ohio Department of Health report, more than 20,000 abortions were performed last year. The cities of Lebanon and Mason in Ohio have passed ordinances criminalizing abortions. The Ethiopian federal government has declared a state of emergency as forces from the northern Tigray region are gaining territory in the ongoing civil war. The Tigray People's Liberation Front has threatened to march towards the nation's capital, Addis Ababa. The emergency was announced 2 days after the Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed urged residents to fight the Tigray People's Liberation Front, or TPLF. The government announced on Monday that TPLF rebels had taken control of several cities and massacred more than 100 young people in the northern city of Kombalcha in the previous week. Prime Minister Ahmed's troops have been fighting TPLF forces in Tigray since November of last year. He predicted a quick triumph, but Tigrayan fighters recovered and retook most of the lost territories by late June. The Church should not be passive to civil problems, but should contribute to shaping the future by emphasising the vocation of humanity in the story of God's creation. So said Cardinal Gerhard Müller. Addressing the University of Notre Dame on October the 27th, the former prefect of the Vatican Congregation for the Doctrine of the Faith highlighted the importance of upholding and proclaiming the dignity of every life, protecting it from the moment of conception to death. The Cardinal said that in a secularized society that has surrendered to relativism and thus to the destruction of ethics, it is essential to proclaim human dignity. Referring to the Second Vatican Council document Lumen Gentium, the Cardinal said that it is the Church's civic responsibility to address the moral principles of human action and to promote the truth that every human being exists for its own sake and must never be a means to an end. On November the 1st, the US Supreme Court came out with an order asking a New York court to reconsider its verdict that ratified a state regulation mandating employee health plans to cover abortions as well. The state regulation was challenged by faith groups led by the Catholic Diocese of Albany. The US Supreme Court vacated the verdict of the Appellate Division of the Supreme Court of New York and sent it back for review, citing the recent Fulton v. City of Philadelphia ruling. Supreme Court justices ruled in favour of a Catholic foster services lawsuit against Philadelphia city authorities over a regulation that prohibits discrimination against same-sex couples seeking to adopt children. The top court ruled that the Catholic social services should not be denied an exemption to the no discrimination regulation. And those are your latest headlines. Do join us again tomorrow. In the meantime, you can visit swnews.org for more updates. Shalom.